Okay, let me get ready for this intro. Boom!
Oh, fuck you.
That was the intro.
Welcome to In Focus, the little teeny tiny movie show where we talk about a movie we just watched. So each week what we're going to do is we're going to alternate. Well, not each week, actually. We don't have a set schedule on what we're going to do. Like, our schedules are really hectic, so we can't really...
Whenever we feel like it, okay?
Whenever we feel like just doing it. We are going to just alternate. Just doing it. We are going to just alternate. Each going to pick a movie that we're all going to watch. Then we're going to come here. We're going to talk about it. So this week, Adam chose the movie.
And I picked Halloween 4, the 1988 film. I picked this film because I absolutely love it. We could have done the first one, but there's like a million videos on YouTube of people talking about the original Halloween. I figure let's give one of the sequels a little bit of love. I've seen this movie. I grew up with it. I saw it probably when I was like 10 or something like that. I was a big fan of the franchise already, and I saw the fourth one on AMC's Fear Fest when they used to play it all the time. Yeah. What's your connection to this film?
Well, I saw, same thing, like AMC, like Fear Fest going on, and then I remember I watched the first Halloween, then I skipped all the others, and I watched the fourth one. Yeah, and I'm like, hey, I like this. Pretty good. And I watched the fifth one. I'm like, I don't like this.
Yeah, the fifth one's not great. And then you just saw it. Well, you go ahead and give your story of what you.
Yeah, we made Elijah watch this.
So at least 10 years ago, if not like 15. I don't know when this one came out. I watched like a Halloween marathon with my older brother and older cousins. And I wasn't supposed to. I got in trouble. And I believe I've seen this movie, but I didn't realize that when I rewatched it until the absolute end. At the end, and I was like, Eureka! I've seen this entire movie before.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
This is going to be obviously spoilers.
Yeah, so spoilers for this like 30-year-old movie. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's a fun time. It's short. It's easy to watch.
It's like an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think you need to see the other movies to understand it. I mean, you can attest to that. You don't really remember the other ones that much. So
no, I mean,
it's
been a long time.
Yeah,
but I mean, you would probably get something from it.
Sure. Yeah, you get more out of it. Sure.
You'd appreciate the differences, I guess. But yeah.
We're not going to talk about the other sequels too much because they're not really relevant to this. So Halloween 4. Why do I love it as much as I do? Well,
I think
with
the beginning.
Even
though I don't like.
Where were you born?
Yeah. Start from the beginning.
I was born here.
Yeah. The opening titles. Yeah. I mean, so I'm a big Halloween nut, not just the franchise, but like I love the season, I love the holiday. So I feel like the opening titles of Halloween 4 capture that. Yeah. Better than most movies, better than even the original film. I would say the Halloween feel. You get that autumn morning.
Like when you watch it, it just feels like chilly.
But it's also chilly and creepy. That ominous like. They could have just had like the intro Halloween theme. They didn't. They did this cool kind of like stylistic opening that just captures
With normal little vignettes, but with a creepy tone.
Yeah. It's just it's great. Yeah, and I think the whole that vibe permeates through the whole film. I adore the feeling of this movie. I think that it's similar to movies like Hocus Pocus, other films like that. It's just got that Halloween vibe to it.
Yeah, I love movies that take place in like one night.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I like Halloween, like the whole series, kind of, because that's kind of
each one kind of does that kind of thing. Yeah, and I think with this one, it has that great feel to it. It also has a perfect blend of got some actually like pretty scary scenes, I think, on top of some really silly, campy, sometimes unintentionally funny moments. You were talking about that with me a little bit before we started recording. What are some of the things? What were you going to say?
No, what
were some of the moments that you thought were unintentionally hilarious? I got a couple that I want to talk about.
So the first one that comes to mind is when they're on the roof toward the end.
Yes.
And it looks like he's saying, "Oh, I'm too old for this."
He's like flops over the corner. Yes. Yeah.
It's really funny because usually he's like always on it,
right?
And he's the one getting other people to do stupid stuff.
The sequence on the roof is cool. That shot specifically, he looks funny. So weird.
Wait, when Michael Myers is like on the roof,
he's like flopping over over the corner of it. It's
the peak of the roof.
He's like flipping over.
He's like arm
Yeah.
That could have been really scary.
Yeah, but
It could've been
it's creepy when he's just walking, but like that scene.
They should have just showed him getting up.
Yeah,
off the corner, not like climbing.
I think a couple other pretty funny moments are Jamie's an orphan.
Jamie's an orphan. Jamie's an orphan.
The little kids like making fun of her because her mom is dead.
How come your mom didn't make you a costume, Jamie? How could you? Her mommy's dead. Jamie's mommy's a mommy.
Which I guess could happen. But...
I don't know. Maybe I feel like that's a little extreme the way they go with it. That moment's pretty funny. I like the moment with the thumb in the forehead, which is like, as a kid, I thought like, oh, that's super scary. As an adult, it's kind of just silly. I think a more effective gruesome kill would have been he pops it in his eyeball. That would have been gross.
It'd also be more believable.
So I think the idea was they're trying to show he was a supernatural being at this point. It just seems kind of, I don't know. You got to push really hard.
You can't do that.
It just seems like it wouldn't work out very well.
The kill when he just reaches in and like grabs the guy's face. And
yeah. I kind of like that one.
That was the kill I remember.
That one's pretty. That one's good because like I think the thumb and the neck rip were reshoots because they needed stuff. They were like, we need it to be a little more visceral, and I think the neck one works pretty well. I think that one is actually kind of creepy.
That's
a human being
possible.
could do that.
Because it's like really terrifying when she gets into the driver's side.
Yeah.
She's just like 1 second away from getting her face ripped off.
Yeah. I think that scene's great, and I love. He sticks a shotgun through her. You think he's gonna shoot her, and then he just blasts her through it. It's amazing.
You're like, Michael Myers is gonna shoot a gun?
Yeah.
Then there's that part where she's fighting Brady.
Yeah.
He just takes the gun. He's like,
he just drops it over.
So I guess he's anti-gun.
Yeah. I do like that scene a lot. I like the shot below with like the window peering through and everything. I don't know. It just looks really neat. I think they have some kind of cool shots in this movie. It definitely has a. Someone described it once as like a Lifetime movie, I think, and it kind of does have like that cheap feel to it.
You mean inexpensive feel?
Yeah, like it's not like you can tell they don't have the biggest budget or whatever. Yeah. Whereas the first film has a very low budget, but like I think maybe because it's filmed in anamorphic widescreen, like it feels bigger than it really is.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Whereas this film definitely feels like the story of this feels bigger than the first one. I mean, they're on top of a roof and they go to all these locations where the first film's in like 2 houses, and this one feels more action packed. I think. You have Michael Myers fighting people in the back of a pickup truck. Also pretty funny. Like, was he just like holding onto the bottom of the pickup truck? No, it doesn't really make any sense, but like, who cares?
I like to think he was like a kid on the back of a mail truck, just holding on
like
to the back.
He's on a skateboard.
Yeah.
It was like more than a big
So that if you would have seen the reverse shot, it would have looked absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. So
no, I'm pretty sure we do see a shot of it behind.
We do. I think you do see it. Yeah. So he must be underneath it. I don't. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I'm like, where is okay? So he's not under it. Where is he?
Yeah, he's a boogeyman. Doesn't matter. He's anywhere.
That brings up a slight issue I have with it, which it's the 4th Halloween movie.
Yeah.
But where the movie gets away with. Like, it has, like, scary moments because of the magic of film editing.
Yes,
which
so
is you can show a reverse shot around the movie, but if you have a cut, he's in the truck, how did he get there?
Right, yeah. So that can be blamed on a lot of the films in the franchise. Yeah. Even the first, I think, has a couple moments like that.
But it was the first. And
right, so it was the original one to do that. And, now it's just derivatives of that going on. Yeah. And, I think...
Like, one to me is where, toward the beginning, what's the old guy's name with the cane?
Loomis.
He has Mike Myers right in front of him.
Yeah.
It's not dark.
You talking about? I know what scene you're talking about.
We see him there. We see him, Loomis. In the shot with Loomis, he pulls the gun up and shoots. He wouldn't shoot unless he could still see him.
And then
he shoots like 6 times. Then
in the editing,
back,
he's gone. Yes.
Oh, somehow he just shot 6 times.
So there's kind of a funny story behind that. I like that scene in general. I think it's a good scene.
Yeah.
They do the cool little push-pull with you see Michael and the gauze. I kind of wish he was wearing the gauze the whole movie. I think that's
the whole movie.
Yeah, I think it would have been. You got a chance to do a new design with Michael Myers because like he's have the mask or whatever. We'll get to that.
Mummy.
But yeah, I don't know. It was kind of a creepy design. I sort of like the look of it. But in that scene, I think originally he did fall. But I guess in dailies it didn't go over very well, and they fired the guy who played Michael Myers and like recast him because they thought it looked too goofy. So I think it was probably a thing in editing where they were just like, whatever, he's gone. Like, it is a very odd like jump cut. It's just like he's not there.
It's like he's a Flash,
right? Yeah, it's like he ran away. Where I think what's supposed to be conveyed is like he shot him and then he was gone, but like it looks like he didn't even get to shoot him because he ran away or something. Like, it's not very well edited.
It feels fake.
Another moment that sticks out like that, and I'm curious if you noticed this in the school scene, where Loomis bumps into Michael and Michael throws him like through a window or whatever.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That was ridiculous.
His mask is like a pink mask with like white hair. It's a completely different mask. Like, as a kid, when I watched this on TV, I didn't think that was Michael Myers. I thought some other guy grabbed Loomis and threw him through a thing, and I was like, "Who is that?" And then the next time you see Michael, it's like he's wearing the white mask, and I was like, "That's supposed to be Michael Myers?"
I don't think I remember a pink. I do remember thinking like his hair might have been a different
His
color.
hair was like white, yeah. It's the original mask, which we get the mask from Halloween 4. That one.
Right there.
It was in the original Halloween also. It was a Captain Kirk mask that they cut the eyes out, they spray painted white, dark it. It was a cheap movie. It was like the cheapest mask they could find. So I think when they made the fourth
How did they
one,
get the rights to do that? Just because they changed it?
they changed it enough to where it doesn't look like William
like
Shatner.
him.
Yeah. And then they did. So then they do Halloween 4, and the original mask is like long gone. So they're like, all right, what do we do? Yeah. So they make a new one. They just take the Captain Kirk mask, but somehow the mask looks. I mean, that doesn't look anything like the mask in the first film, but like it comes from the same like mold, I think, as the original or something like that. What do you think of the mask in this movie? Because it's pretty.
To me, it seemed like it was a little bit folded in.
Okay.
At least in some shots where you clearly look at him, where instead of it being like flat, like it fits him, it's kind of like smushed forward a little bit.
Yeah. So I think
like when the costume person just folded it in half and put it in the tote at the end of the day.
And it just kind of like has the creases. What do you think of the mask in this film?
I feel like
it's got controversy behind it. Like some people love it or hate it, and
I feel like the other I don't know. Aren't the other ones like dirty, like more dirty?
Yeah,
like, this one's like white.
He does get it from a store,
which I mean, it explains it, but I think that's part of the reason. The problem people have that it looks almost too plain. Like some people say, it looks like the cheap like Michael Myers mask you get at I guess Walmart. I still think like it's creepy in its own right. I think the original mask is like something about it. I think that
it's less detailed.
The first film they did really well playing with the shadows of him, and whereas this film it's so bright white.
It's very stark.
There's only like one shot I think where he's hidden in the background, which is a great shot. But
in the house,
he's like she's talking to that guy on the rocking chair, and you see him his mask. And it's really subtle, but like for the most part they don't play with the shadows too much or anything, and the mask is so bright that it's hard to capture it, whereas the first film was a little dirty, but I still think it's creepy in its own right, just a different way. Some people think it looks goofy. I think a lot of people say it looks like Data from Star Trek. But I mean, whatever. It's decoration fell back there.
I guess for me, it's been like literally like 15 years since I've seen the first one. So I guess I don't remember it.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, oh, that's Michael Myers.
Yeah. I think it looks fine. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like it. They think that's one of like the goofier aspects.
I will say. Because I watched the fifth. I didn't watch the fifth one. I watched like bits of the fifth one.
You've never seen the fifth one?
I have seen the fifth one.
Okay.
But not for a while.
Okay.
But the way they do those shots where he's in the background.
Yeah.
Works so much better in this one because like it's like you miss it and then you're like, oh, I have to go back. Oh, that was him.
Yeah.
But in the fifth one, it's like obvious.
He's just like back there.
But in this one, they do it like it's like there's that shot where Jamie and Rachel are like separated. Mm-hmm. And Rachel's like, Jamie, where are you? And then like you can't really even see him that well in the back. You rack focus and you don't even see something like move. You can tell, oh, he missed something.
Yeah, I think
it's supposed to be there.
They do a lot of good. I think they do a lot of good stuff with Michael. I think my biggest complaint, a thing in the movie because I acknowledge there's all these like silly things in the film I don't like, but that I think are like fun though. The one thing I'm not a big fan of is not his mask, but the look of Michael Myers. He's big. He's very bulky.
Oh, yeah.
And they put, like, hockey pads on the guy who played him or something like that.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, in the first two films, he's, like, a really slender dude. This one, he looks like he's just been, like, eating a lot. Like, in the 10 years he's been in a coma or
whatever.
Which
is supposed to be the opposite.
Yeah,
he should be all atrophy.
Right, yeah.
Which is the point they bring up.
Yeah, they've never nailed the look of Michael Myers, really, other than, like, probably the 2018 one that came out, since the first two. Like, he always looks something about him looks off. I think they were trying to make him, like, compete with Jason Voorhees at this point, so they're like, we gotta make him bigger, and like didn't really work for me. I think there's like a shot on the roof where he's like walking like this and he just looks a little goofy to me, but I think, what'd you think of the acting in the film? You know, lead girl, little kid is your lead actress. What did you think? It's like fresh eyes on the picture.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I thought she was good.
Yeah.
She's really good.
I
think all the acting's really good in the movie.
But like Danielle, like that's her name, Danielle Harris.
Yeah.
She's just so like innocent and sad. Like
Not for long.
Oh, you feel so sad.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
No, like she's like depressed and she's like 7 years old and you're like, oh.
It's like
She goes through this traumatic experience. It's like, oh.
Yeah, I think they do a good job of. She's a good lead, and not often in horror films do you have little kids being targeted to be murdered.
Right.
Like, so you instantly have this, like, oh god, you want her to be like okay. I think the girl who plays Rachel was also really good. Ellie Cornell, I think the actress name.
I thought for a little while, again, because I'm not like up to date on like the lore up to this point, whatever. Was that he was gonna try and like, well, maybe it's just my instinct. I'm projecting. He's her uncle.
Yeah.
Right. So I was like, oh,
I want
they're
custody.
gonna like be family or something.
I mean, you could interpret it that way.
Why would an uncle
goes to court?
What's the reason why he wants to murder her? Just because?
Because there's no reason.
He's just
He's a
completely
boogeyman.
psychopathic.
Yeah,
It's really deep. He hates himself so much that nobody with the same blood as him can survive.
Maybe you'll get your wish if you ever watch Halloween 5. There's a scene where he like takes off his mask in front of her and cries.
Who?
But you said about the acting in the movie, right? I think there's a lot of good acting in it, down to even like some of the smaller characters, like the Reverend, the guy who picks up Loomis. That character's great. I would have loved to see more of him.
They did a good job of like having creepy people. Like the guy at the beginning was like, "It's just hell."
Yeah.
Don't say Jesus around here.
The guard.
Oh yeah, that creepy guard. Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
Jesus has nothing to do with this place.
Yeah, he's just like delivering all the exposition
Exactly,
or whatever.
Yeah.
I like, the Reverend's a good character. I like the teenagers too are pretty good. Some of them don't look like teenagers. That one girl specifically, the sheriff's daughter, looks like she's like mid-20s, but
I think she is a little bit older.
Yeah, but I think they have a little like love triangle in the movie, which I think some people don't like about that. Don't like about the movie. It's so minor with like Brady and Rachel and Kelly.
I like the Brady. Brady's actually like
he's an interesting character.
He's not like a bad. Like he's just like
he's a jerk.
I want to get
but
laid.
He redeems it. Yeah, well, he's a jerk, but he redeems himself at the end a little bit because I think it's interesting to do with that character. I think if someone said this one time, and I can't remember if it's still true, but in the franchise, he's the only character that dies fighting Michael Myers. I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me. Other people have fought him, but like dies fighting him. He dies like trying to protect someone, which gives him that nice little redemptive arc, I think, even though he was kind of like a sleazebag earlier in the movie.
He actually did seem kind of like sad. Like he's like, no, you caught me, but I'm like, I'm really sad because I like you, but like I'm
then he slept with her later.
teen.
Yeah, then he slept with her anyways.
It's more like he wanted to have both.
Yeah.
And he's mad that he lost one of the two.
Yeah.
He's just like, wait, I'm gonna join.
Yeah. But I do. Michael Myers like lifts him up or whatever, crushes his neck. And then he like spits on him or whatever, which is pretty funny.
I don't. To me, it doesn't look like he spits on him. It looks like the actor had fake blood in his mouth, and it's instinct to spit out because he's choking him, right? And his head's like this, and he goes.
Yeah, too much fake blood.
That's what it looks like to me.
It might have been.
That's what it looks. I laughed at that part.
Yeah, you get the other cool characters you get in this, or like the little. I like the sheriff. He's pretty cool.
The dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a pretty neat character.
I guess.
One thing I like about this movie too is people react like how you would think they would react. The police are actually like, all right, yeah, let's get this guy. Like they're like, no, you guys are stupid.
Yeah, right away he's like, 6 bodies, sheriff. That's what I've seen. And then they're just like, all right, he's probably telling the truth. And it's like,
well,
good.
they also know the guy, so they should listen to him.
You get
because they all have the same experience of actual Michael Myers 10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Which is, I think, cool. You get it cool. They're just like, yeah, we all remember who you were, and
but like most horror movies, I don't think they
wouldn't be listening to
this movie does have issues though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We've
talked about some of them.
Where the beer bellies, as they're called,
go,
and there's the bush, and like I saw him.
Yeah.
Hey, Russell. Let's unload like literally 100 rounds into the bush.
They kill him, and it's not even him; it's the wrong guy.
It's like a kid.
It's like Ted Hollister. I don't think he was a kid.
What was he doing?
I think they say he's taking a leak or something like that. But he, it reminds me of like Halloween 2, where that cop car just like blasts that one guy in the middle of the road, and it's like the most ridiculous thing. Yeah, I like the beer bellies guys. I like the electrician. Bucky.
Oh, that guy.
He's got a hat that just says Bucky. He's like, don't pull that Halloween shit with me or whatever.
There's also the weird shot because
he's like, and he gets shocked into the thing.
They show him and they show Michael Myers and he's like, well, I'm gonna call the cops. And he turns around, the shot just follows him.
I love
then
it.
He turns back around. He's like, now don't you think about leaving?
He's literally like, what are you doing? Yeah, we haven't talked about Loomis too much. He's great as always.
He's pretty good.
It's cool Donald Pleasance came back. I think it definitely helped the movie. You need. I think that's something that newer films are lacking is they don't have that character. He's like, it's like Moby Dick and Ahab. He's got to, he's going after Michael Myers and he's got to stop him. And he definitely elevates the film. He's got some good speeches, I think. And, definitely has a lot of good Dr. Loomis lines.
Evil.
Yeah. Evil.
But
we already talked about the gas station scene where he shoots him. I mean, that's great. It's
I
like
don't
one of the best.
remember the second movie where I guess he lights them on fire. He lights Michael Myers on fire. Well, he kills him, right?
Yeah.
And so they just get by like he almost killed him or something.
Yeah. Well, so if you saw Halloween 2, you'd be probably more infuriated. He literally blows the room up that they're both in.
Right.
He says, "It's time, Michael," and he sets the thing and explodes both of them.
Like clearly they die.
The intent was that they were both supposed to die. Though the last scene you see, Michael Myers is walking out of the fire like on flames, and then he like falls to his knees and dies. And that's the last time you see him. And he's supposed to be dead, but like Loomis definitely like Michael Myers. You can make the argument like supernatural. Loomis should have been killed. Like,
okay, so
did they get away with just having a little scar on his face?
I was going to say that's so dumb because the
and
character describes it as like nearly blew them all half to hell or whatever.
Yeah,
and then he's like,
it's just it's a little a limp. I think the writer said he wanted the movie to have an opening where it was like a new angle from that ending.
That would have been cool.
And he said it was supposed to show that he got blasted out of the room, like to another room.
That would have helped.
So it's like so that's how he survived. He's caught on fire a little bit. It's like, yeah, that could have worked. Like, but again,
but you didn't do that.
Would you rather have that? Well, the director didn't want to. I guess the director wanted to do the cool opening with all the false stuff.
It's a better.
I prefer
opening.
that. So
because maybe you shouldn't revive a character that's been killed clearly.
Right, yeah.
Because that they're breaking like conventions that an audience is supposed to be able to depend on.
Right.
Which is like if a character comes out of on fire and he falls to his knees and falls forward, that's death.
Right.
Not like
right.
Oh, he's alive.
But money talks, and people like Michael Myers, so they had to bring him back. And I think that ultimately I like having the shot of the opening shots. I think are better than like a flashback from Halloween 2. I'd much prefer that cool atmospheric opening. I think it sets the movie better. So
I'm gonna predict it. I think that after like this trilogy is done, the like modern trilogy is done, the next movie is gonna be called Loomis, and it's gonna be about Loomis.
You think so?
Yeah.
Who would
I think
play
they're gonna
him?
reboot
Malcolm
Loomis.
McDowell again?
No, I don't know who would. Brad Pitt?
Gene Hackman.
Is he still alive?
I don't know. Probably not. He kind of looks like Loomis, though. I think so. One of the last things we should probably talk about would be
the music.
The music's good.
I disagree.
You don't like the music? Interesting.
No.
I like the soundtrack to this movie quite a bit. Okay. What
there's
do you
that
like
part
about
we
it?
talked about was when like he shoots, like he's in that like shop and he shoots and he disappears. Then it goes like all EDM, like.
I don't know. I like the music.
And then there's another time where it's like that. It's like they do these like versions of the theme. Mm-hmm. Like that one sounds like an EDM theme, and then like another one sounds like a carnival theme.
Yeah, I like the Alan Howarth did the soundtrack, and he did the music for Halloween with John Carpenter for Halloween 2 and 3. So he worked with John Carpenter. So naturally, they weren't going to get John Carpenter back because he was like, I'm done with this. So they went to him, and he was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. I think it's an okay soundtrack. It's got some good themes. I like the theme. I think it's called like Jamie's theme or something like that. That's a really good track in the soundtrack. The thing that makes the movie for me is the ending.
The ending is fantastic.
Yeah, so
because of what it theoretically implies.
Yes, and
they set it up too. Like, oh, why'd you choose that out? Like, why'd you choose?
Yeah,
that
it's
out
almost
for?
which is now in retrospect it seems like very obvious because in the first movie Michael Myers is a clown.
Yeah, and he
when
has
he
like
kills
a very
his sister,
similar mask.
And he's in a clown costume the whole movie. She's like drawn to this like clown costume.
It's almost exactly the same, right?
Yeah, it's very
red and white.
similar. It's not red white. I think in the original it's like blue, yellow, and red, but it's a clown costume. Okay. And the idea is like she's drawn to this costume, but like why? And like
there was a photo though, wasn't there? Of little Michael Myers.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, like, I think it's just she liked it. Yeah, she had that.
It's
photo
like black and white or
Why
something.
would she have that?
I don't know why she had that photo, but I think that is supposed to be Michael Myers. But but then I think the idea is she just liked the costume or whatever. And then I love the ending because I think it's almost like this movie Halloween 4 could work as like a. Because when you see the original Halloween, you don't know much about Michael Myers prior to when he kills his sister. Mm-hmm. But I like to assume, very similar to Jamie, he was just a normal little boy that one day was
That became
just
possessed.
evil for no reason, and it's like that's scary. And I think that's what makes the ending of this so effective is you're rooting for this girl the whole movie, and you really want her to like get out of it alive and find. And then at the end, she kills her stepmom.
It is a good twist.
It's a very chilling ending to the film, and it's a good twist. And I think they do the
good into series.
I think it works as a good like final film in the series because it ties it right back to the first, and it basically the implication you could get from it is it's all going to happen again, and like it's no matter what, like Michael Myers may be dead but the boogeyman is still alive. And I think that's great. I think the idea it's like, and I know some people were like disappointed Halloween 5 not going to say does not pick up with her as like the killer. I don't know if I would have wanted that, like, because I don't. It's like you get the idea it's just going to happen again. It's the same thing as like it would just be more. I just think this works like of all the endings of the franchise, other than maybe the ending of the first film where he's just gone, which is a perfect ending. Halloween 2, I prefer this ending over any other sequels to the franchise. Other than the first film has a perfect ending for that film. But if you're gonna do sequels, end it here. Halloween H2O also has a good ending in a different way. But that's a better ending for like the character of Laurie Strode. This is a great ending for just the series, I think, and it thematically ties up what they do in the first film. So, and it's creepy too. I think it's really, and I like that they stylistically go back to the first film with the POV shot. With the mask sliding on, you think it's supposed to be Michael Myers, and you're like, oh, he's back. Really? They didn't kill him? And then it's like you get that great reveal of Loomis, and he tries to shoot her.
I really like the shot when then they're just like gathered, and they're like, oh, and then it shows her.
It's a really creepy, good, fun ending. Like,
I think it's not just fun. Like, it's not fun. It's just it's good.
It's a good ending. Yeah. It's a good ending to a fun like horror slasher film.
To me, it changes it back to serious.
As opposed to because there's all that goofy stuff, and I think that's really what elevates the movie to me. Like loving it, I'm like, wow. And Halloween 5 kind of like shits the bed. They don't elaborate on it very well at all. Like all of a sudden she's mute in the next one. And it turns out she didn't kill her stepmom. She just injured her. Like she's not dead. And then like blood. Michael Myers is like
there's blood all over.
Yeah, and then I think they say like Michael Myers like crawled out of he fell in that mine shaft and there's like a hole he crawled out into a river and then he passes out for a year. And it's all terrible. Like he's still alive, which sucks.
That's not how that should work.
It's like nah. Like
that's why she became Michael Myers.
It's like she holds his hand.
She passed the torch.
Well, yeah, it's like she's there and she walks up to him. She's drawn to him for some reason when he's laying there. She grabs his hand.
And there's cool connections as well because they're related,
right? Yeah.
Because then they could be like, is it a metaphor for like mental disease?
Yeah. If you want to go deeper with it, you could. I always just assumed like she grabs his hand or whatever when he's laying there, and then that's when the moment when.
Well, also she's drawn to him,
right?
I was like, oh, something's gonna happen.
Well, you get that idea like Michael Myers is like he can't die, he's supernatural. I always assumed in that moment where she grabs his hand,
he dies.
That it's passing on to hit her now, and now he's at a pretty much a moment of vulnerability where he can be killed and be shot. That's why when he gets shot down, and like now he's gone, but now it lives within her, which is kind of neat.
So does that mean that when he stood up, that was that's not the spirit, that's Michael
Myers,
and he's like, guys, no, wait.
I'm back.
Don't shoot!
And they eviscerate him.
But yeah, overall, I think the movie, I think it's a lot of fun. It's a perfect movie to get you into the Halloween
definitely a movie
spirit.
I'll watch every fall.
I watch it every year. I put this movie. It's funny because like the first film, it's one of my favorite movies ever, the original Halloween. But this is the one that I make sure I watch every October. Like I have to watch this film every October. Because it just gets me in that Halloween mood. I watched the first film also. Yeah, there's a lot of films like that. And
Nightmare Before. Well, it's not. Well, I don't need to.
Yeah, it could be either. But I think overall it's a really fun movie. And what are your kind of like final thoughts on it? Since like you've never seen it, I'm curious.
Well, I think I have.
Yeah. Well, but what's your like overall opinion of the film?
I enjoyed it. I think it's worth a watch. It's probably worth rewatching if you like it, or if you like just Halloween styled movies. Like it's solid.
Because you're not as big of like a horror fan as like I am, for example.
Not
so like you prefer like probably films that are a little more serious or psychological or something.
Deeper. But I don't mean like
this is definitely surface level. I think pretty much
at times.
Like,
yeah.
I mean it's
the baseline.
It's an 80s slasher. Like that's what it is.
Yeah.
Whereas like the first film is more of the artful film. That's the only one in the movie that's like series that's artfully done.
That's why I think the ending of this is it's like
it's great and it really kind of raises your eyebrows. And you obviously your opinions on it are.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Definitely, it's probably my favorite outside of. I have to watch H2O again, but it's definitely my favorite outside of the first one.
Yeah, H2O is good. There's definitely good films in this franchise.
It's a good title.
It's such a bad title.
H2O. Blood is thicker than water.
I like it because it like takes place in the summer. H2O.
Yeah. It's cool. Well, Speaking of H2O, there was one film that came out after H2O,
Ooh, shit.
Halloween Resurrection, which, if you guys liked our discussion on Halloween 4, again, go watch it if you haven't seen it. I think it's great. We are going to be doing a commentary track for Halloween Resurrection. Our buddy Elijah here, as you probably gathered throughout this video, has not seen Halloween H2O or the film that preceded that. But if you guys know anything about Halloween Resurrection...
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
You're going to know it's going to be a good time. Yeah. So you can listen to that commentary track. We'll have it either, maybe it'll be in the description of this video. Maybe it'll be out a week
Maybe
after.
like a few days after.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Depending on when
It'll
it
release
really have a
first.
set
That's what like
schedule.
is.
Yeah. Well, depending on you'll hear it released at some point. So if you want to watch that along with us, you can, because we're gonna check that film out. But any other final thoughts or statements or anything?
Thanks for watching this video.
Yep.
We should have more coming along. Like I think we said, we are gonna alternate. So Adam.
I picked this one.
You wish you were Elijah.
my
You picked that movie, and I picked a movie that we're gonna watch next. It's already picked out, but I'm not gonna say what it is.
Yeah. You have to check next time we
Check next
upload
time.
one of these.
And Elijah's gonna check do the next one.
Yeah, so
Choose the
each
next
time we're
one.
going to pick
So
one
he's
and we're
gotta
going to go
think
from
back.
there. But yeah.
That was In Focus.
Halloween 4.
Boom!
Ah, fuck.
Thanks for watching.